Welcome to Videonics directED, your personal movie maker. directED is an editor, a librarian, a title generator, and a collection of graphics and color backgrounds. Everything you need to start turning your home videos into professional-looking productions. directED guides you step by step through the production process with on-screen instructions called menus. And should you need additional help at any time with any step, the Help key on your Videonics remote control will bring more information to the screen. The Director's Manual included in the package has all the information and instructions you need for setting up your equipment, getting started, making your own productions, and exploring the creative uses of both simple and advanced editing techniques. We suggest you take the time to read it thoroughly. During the next few minutes, we're going to review the process of editing and show you how easy it is to get started. The editing concept is as old as Hollywood and is really quite simple. You start with one or more reels of original footage. You keep track of the scenes with names and numbers because they're often shot in an order that's different from the final production. And make dubs, working copies of the original footage, to assemble the movie in rough cut form without disturbing the masters. Sometimes you see ways to move scenes around to make them work better. When you like what you have, you add titles or graphics, and then take a look at the whole assembled production. If you like it, you go back to the originals and make a final copy with all the scenes and titles and graphics in the order you want. And that's what you do with directED. You make dubs of the original tapes, mark the beginning and the end of the scenes you want to keep, and name them. Once they're marked and named, directED remembers everything about them, where they are on each tape, what their names are, and how long they last. It stores all that information in its memory and makes a list for you. So when you make a movie, all you have to do is tell directED the order you want the scenes to appear. You can preview the movie from the dubs. And if you still want to rearrange the order, you can, without touching the original tapes. When you're satisfied with the sequence, you may decide to add titles or graphics. And you can preview those. And when you like the way it all looks, you just tell directED to create a production. directED tells you which original tape to put into your play-only VCR and when. It automatically positions each scene, always copying from the original, adding the graphics and titles you've created. The result is a final, professional-looking production. Now let's take a look at the equipment you need to make it work. In your directED package is a Videonics remote control used for making all your editing choices as well as for generating titles. A Videonics video control unit, which controls the editing process and remembers where all your scenes are in your library. A control wand, which is used to control your main VCR. And a director's manual. The manual is divided into chapters covering each part of the editing process, and also has complete and specific instructions for hooking all the equipment together. We'll give you the basics right now. You need 2 VCRs and a television or monitor to create a production. The first VCR is used only to play back your original tapes. We call it the play-only VCR. It can be a camcorder or any other VCR that can play back your original tapes. The second, the one we call the main VCR, is used to record tapes. Both VCRs are connected through the Videonics video control unit to your TV or monitor. The back of the video control unit is marked for your hookups, input and output channels for your main VCR. V for the video cable, and R and L for right and left audio cables. If your VCRs have only one audio channel, use the left input and output. Monitor is for your TV or monitor. Auxiliary is for your play-only VCR or camcorder. And control is for the control wand. This is the control wand. It's placed in front of the remote control sensor window on your main VCR. Everything in the production process is done with the Videonics remote control. The number and letter keys are used to enter titles and to name movies and scenes. It has a shift key for capital letters and punctuation. Insert and delete, edit text and titles. And the help key can be used at any time to get additional information about any part of the process. The keys at the bottom are mainly used with the menus. The arrow keys move the cursor on the screen and position titles on the screen. The select key is the one to push once you've decided which action to take. No editing action is taken until this key is pushed. The change display key switches the menu on the screen. Press the audio key to mute sound during playback, and again to bring it back. If you change your mind about any choice you've made, the cancel key stops whatever directED is doing at the time and returns you to a menu. The remote control is all you need to view menus and make a production. The menus guide you through the production process. They list the choices available to you at that point in the process. One of the choices is always highlighted. At the bottom of the menu is an assist area, which explains what the highlighted choice would do. If you're not sure which choice you want, you can press the Help key on the remote control for more information. Help always tells you two things. The top of the Help screen tells you where you were when you pressed the Help button, and the bottom of the screen tells you what would happen if you made that choice. Usually, what's highlighted on the menu is a logical next choice, but if you want a different action, use the arrow keys on the remote control to position the highlight. When you reach the choice you want, press the Select key on the remote. When you do, the menu will change and give you some options. That's all there is to it. You just move the highlight to whatever you want to do, press Select, and keep going. directED leads you through the movie-making process. Once you've made your dubs and named them, you can begin to mark and name the scenes you want to keep. The Q bar at the edge shows you where you are on the tape. You can use the arrow keys to move back and forth till you find a scene you want. If you want a faster search, use Shift and then an arrow key. When you've found the scene, back up the tape and let it play. As you reach the beginning, press the up arrow. That marks the beginning of the scene. If you didn't quite begin where you wanted, just go back and do it again. Then let the scene play to the end. When you reach the end point, press the down arrow. Now that the scene is marked, you'll want to name it. Use the number and letter keys on the remote control to name the scene. When you're done, press Select and your scene is marked, named, and in directED's memory. When you've marked all your scenes, press Cancel, and you're ready to preview your movie. You may decide to rearrange some scenes or add titles or graphics. To do that, select Done, and then Edit Movie. Just select your choices and follow the menus. You can rearrange the order of your scenes. Change a cut to a fade. Or a wipe. And add titles and graphics. When you're done, sit back in your director's chair and relax while directED puts your production together. If you've used more than one original tape, directED will tell you which original to put in the play-only VCR and when. With the directED Personal Movie Maker, you have creative control over the best memories of your lives. Don't you think it's time to get started?